Welcome everyone. In this video, you're going to learn exactly what SSH is and how to use it. And by the end, you'll be able to establish a full SSH connection from Ubuntu to Windows and transfer files securely. We'll keep everything simple, practical, and hands-on. So get ready, because you're about to actually understand SSH, not just memorize commands. Before we jump into connections, we need to prepare our Windows machine. By default, Windows doesn't come with an SSH client or an SSH server installed. We can quickly check that using a simple command, and as expected, neither of them is available yet. Since our Ubuntu machine will be the client in this setup, the only thing Windows technically needs is the SSH server. But just to keep things complete, I'll show you how to install the SSH client as well. One quick installation command and it's done in a few seconds. After verifying the installation, we can confirm that the Windows SSH client is now ready, meaning Windows itself could connect to another server if it wanted to. But what about Ubuntu connecting to Windows? Well, not yet. That's because Windows still doesn't have the SSH server installed. So let's fix that. We run the installation command, wait a few seconds, and then verify again. Perfect. Both the SSH server and SSH client are now installed on Windows. The next step is checking whether the SSH server is actually active. We can confirm this with a quick status command, and in our case, the server is not running yet. So we start it manually, check one more time, and now the SSH server is officially active. If you want Windows to automatically start the SSH service every time it boots, you can also run a command that enables it permanently. SSH connections use port 22, so the next thing we check is whether port 22 is open. On my system, it's already open and listening, but yours might not be. If it's closed, you can open it instantly with a simple command, and if it's already open, you'll just get an error message telling you the rule exists, which is totally fine. After that, we verify the firewall rule for SSH. This matters because even if the SSH service is running, the Windows firewall could still block incoming connections. As long as the SSH rule is there and enabled, you're good to go. Now let's test the SSH server directly from Windows using localhost. If you see a password prompt, congratulations. Every step so far has been done correctly. If you don't reach the password prompt, go back and repeat the steps carefully. Once we're in, we can exit to close the SSH session. On my Windows system, I created a simple directory just for this demo. It's not special, it has nothing to do with SSH. It's just a folder that contains a text file called test. In a moment, we'll copy this file from Windows to Ubuntu using an SSH connection and secure copy. Now we switch to our Ubuntu machine. Ubuntu almost always comes with the SSH client pre-installed, but we still check. If it's not installed, you simply update your system and install it. Once that's done, we connect from Ubuntu to the Windows machine using SSH. All we need is the Windows username and the IP address, both of which we gathered earlier on the Windows side. We enter the password, and just like that, we are inside Windows, directly from Ubuntu. We can even switch into PowerShell and do whatever we want all over SSH. We navigate to the directory that contains our test file. The goal now is to copy it to Ubuntu. For that, we'll use secure copy. Secure copy, or SCP, is simply a secure file transfer method that works over SSH. Before using it, we exit from PowerShell, then exit again to completely close the SSH session. Back on Ubuntu, we prepare the secure copy command. We specify which folder on Windows the file should come from and where it should be placed on Ubuntu. After entering the Windows user's password one last time, the transfer completes, and the test file arrives safely on the Ubuntu machine. In this video, you learned what SSH is, how to enable it on Windows, how to connect from Ubuntu, and how to transfer files securely using secure copy. If you enjoyed this tutorial, check out the courses section, especially the Python lessons, and feel free to support the channel by subscribing or becoming a member. Keep learning, keep experimenting, and I'll see you in the next one.